and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, this time around in English as you may already have noticed, and today we are going to have a look at 3 different games again, which will be Block Slider, Slide Elevator and The Vanishing Book. My name is Gerald, and as always I've got a couple of different things with me, which are of course the Arc Mouse, which is this Bluetooth enabled mouse which can be used with a smartphone for instance. And of course we are going to use a foldable keyboard, which is this keyboard here. Foldable. And other than that, we've got the Xbox One S wireless controller, which is not going to be used in this episode, so I'm going to put it aside for now. And all of these devices are more or less Bluetooth enabled and will be connected by Bluetooth to the Lumia 950 XL. This smartphone with a USB-C cable at the bottom there, as you can see. It has a Moso cover on it with wood, in this case, a wood cover. And in the end this is going to power everything because it is connected with a USB-C cable to this display dock, which is standing here at the side. And the display dock itself is connected to the via HDMI to the TV in this case, and like that we can get this desktop-like experience from the smartphone to the TV. And this is more or less what this is all about. Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, please have a look at the corner up there. There are a couple of different other videos which will shine a little bit more on that, and have a look at that in depth. And yeah, other than that, let's start with the first game, which is Block Slider. Block Slider is a pretty nice game. First off, it looks a little bit like Tetris or something, but it's not. It's a different approach, and actually I like it pretty much. I'm going to turn around for you to see what's going on and play with it. And so I can of course see better what is going on here too. And what you're going to use to control it is more or less the mouse in this case. And if I'm going to go to, in this case, continue, for that means continue in German, I'm going to play again. And as you can see, I'm in level 3 at the moment. And what's going on here is more or less that you see the gaming space here. And what you can do here is not more or less move the one thing that is drawn from the top and will fall down or something. But what you can do is you can slide any of those blocks here to another position on the same horizontal degree, more or less, or the same horizontal line. So if for instance you want to close some of the gaps here, you are able to do that by just moving it around, but you can't move it up or down. And what you want to achieve is, of course, like in Tetris or something, one of the lines to be filled, and then you can more or less get that one to be exploded or something. It's vanishing, and you are getting points for that. And there can be combos and stuff like that. There are this powerful stones, whatever. They will slide down if there's nothing underneath them. And as you can see, this was more or less a power stone, which is going to help you there. And then you are going to, if you more or less got everything fixed or everything tidied up, you can, for instance, get this kind of mode where there are going to be falling a lot of the stones again. And like that, you can create more and more lines and try to do that. In some situations, there might be a case where it's pretty hard to go on. For instance, this one isn't that easy to solve. And as you can see, each and every turn each and every move I'm going to do, new stones will fall down. And of course, you're going to more or less lose the game if this bar in this case, no, it's not this bar, this is a power bar. But if you're going to fill up the whole space of the playfield here, to the top of course. Yeah, and so just try to slide everything where it might help. And in some situations you're not going to be able to do that, but for instance we can try this one. Now it's going to kill that, and if we do that again, we are going to have a couple of different lines again emptied here, and as you can see I can move them around to, for instance, put the green one down, and like that I got one more of those. And now this is not like the typical Tetris game or something, But it's really a little bit out of the box thinking in this case if you are used to Tetris, and I really like the approach here. And it's fun, it's more or less endless, not really. There are of course going to be different things which are going to happen here. For instance, this bar at this point is more or less a power-up bar. If you're going to fill that up to the top, then you are going to get some kind of a master explosion or something they're calling that. And that will help you sooner or later to, of course, get rid of all the stones. Yeah, and as mentioned before, there is not really a time limit or something here. You are just going to play it as long as you want. And I just like the approach to be able to slide different things around. And it's of course a little bit easier in some situations, in others it's not. And so just try it out if you want to play this game or this kind of game. It's really not a bad entry. I really like it. So let's go to the second game in this mashup today, and that is called Slide Elevator. Slide Elevator is a game which is somehow 3D and a little bit interesting too. So let's go to that. I'm going to show you what's going on there. I really like it. Called Slide Elevator. And what you're going to do here is you're going to move more or less a tunnel or something and rotate it, and you really have to take care of your playing ball or whatever you want to call that by doing that. You can play it with a mouse or you can play it with a keyboard. I'm going to use a keyboard in this case. And all you will need to play this game is more or less the left and the right button. And if you're using that, I'm going to click on that now. Then, as you can see, you're not really gearing or controlling this play ball or something, but you are going to move around the whole tunnel in this case. And of course, you are not allowed to connect with one of the red walls which are coming there. And you really should have a look that that is not happening. And the problem about that is that there is of course some kind of a delay till the gravity kicks in and your ball is going to fall to the other side. And that is what the game is all about. So try to keep your box, ball, whatever you want to call that, alive by just moving it. And as you can see, if you are moving it around, it's not going to slide down immediately or something, but there's gravity involved. And as you can see, even on the horizontal part here, you might get some kind of gravity because you are moving it in that direction, and there is some kind of a little bit of a drag to one of the sides left from your rotation movement and stuff like that. And so you really have to make sure that none of those is going to hit you. It's going to be faster and faster, as you already can see. How do I survive that now? Not sure about that. But yeah, now I have been killed. What you can see here is it's going to be faster and faster and faster then, and after a while it's more or less unbeatable anymore. But as you can see, get the best score is more or less what you are going to try to achieve here, and I really like it. It's a fun little game for playing in between some kind of waiting time or something. There you might really like it and try it out then. Here of course are a couple of different options and stuff like that, but most of those are only what you would expect it to be. So you have the ability to get rid of the sound. You can go to the options here, which are going to give you, for instance, remove ads, but I didn't see ads at all till now, so I'm not going to click on that. And you can rate the game and stuff like that, but there's not too much to think about here. Hello? Can I go out there? Okay, so nothing to think about here, and other than the play button, there's nothing you should really be concerned about in the menu screen there. Okay, so let's have a look at the last entry of this episode, which is going to be the Vanishing Book. And the Vanishing Book is a hide and seek game more or less, so you're going to try to get different kind of games, or you're going to solve different kind of games where you're going to try to find different objects on the screen. you know about that kind of game. And the interesting part, or the nice part about it, is the story is pretty nice too, but the different game modes are pretty interesting. So let's have a look. First off, in the first gaming round, you're not going to have any kind of advertisements. After that, you might run into some. It's not too bad, so it's not going to interrupt you very much in the game. Typically, I hope it's the same now too. But what you can see is you will have to watch it. At least with some of the ads, it's like that. And now it's over. You should be able to flick it away now. Okay. And as you can see, this is a Vanishing Book. The Vanishing Book is more or less a storyline where there is some kind of an evil dwarf who is going to drive or go back in time to try to get other magical creatures out of the Book of Time. So nobody should hear about them and know about them. And he's trying to achieve that by just driving back in time and trying to let them vanish from the history, more or less. You can load the existing game if you are in between one of those, and we can go to a new game. I'm going to click on the new game. Yes, I'm going to do that. And now I will just show you what's going on there. There are three different magical creatures which are going to be vanished if you're not doing anything about it. And so let's have a look. This is more or less the storyline about it. Pretty nice scenery. And here you can see the three different names of those vanishing creatures. It's Daria, Nema, and Thasira or something. And of course, elves and something like that. And the dwarf, I think, and that is somebody like Tinkerbell. I'm not sure what the name in English would be for that, but a fairy. Sorry, a fairy. And they're in huge danger because the evil dwarf Torzel traveled in through time and changed history. If they don't do anything about it, they will vanish from the magic book. That's more or less the storyline. It's a pretty small one, but it's okay. It's fine for the motivation stuff. So start with Dahlia and then go to the three different tests here, and there is going to be one more. I'm going to talk about that later. And so Dahlia should be helped here. And as you can see, there are different kind of scenarios here, so you are going to play at least 5 of them, maybe even 6 if you unlock 20 coins. So the coins are going to be more or less spread around the world here, and you will have to try to find them. And each of the creatures here, so Dahlia has a different kind of playbook set than the other ones. So let's have a look at that first. I'm going to go to Street in this case, of course, start with the first one. And here you will find the first task item. This is more or less what's shown here, so we can click on that there to collect it. And they're just going to give you some kind of information. And this is one of the coins, so look out for those very small spots. I really think they're a little bit too small, but you can, it's doable, so it's not like this is unfair or something. And now we got the first of the coins here, and we can go and try to collect more. I see one more here. And as you can see, they can be pretty small on the screen. I'm not sure, I don't think you can move in or something, or zoom in. And as you can see, this kind of game is now about all the different options here. And one of the very important things to notice here is that those are not going to be all on this screen. They are going to be shattered around the worlds you saw, so you are playing more or less all of the 5 worlds you saw there all the time all over again, and try to jump over and see where the other objects are. And in general, I found that it's more or less 1 to 3 objects which are in one of those places. So just have a look and try to find some of them. Don't try to figure out everything. As you can see, this kind of lamp, or whatever that is available in this scene. And of course, as you can see, we've got a couple of more coins here. So let's have a look at the other stuff, if we find something different. And I don't think that you are able to find more here, but we might come back to this place anyway. So go to back to select now, and now you can go to one of the other sceneries. So let's have a look at the town scenery and see what's going on here. As you can see, there's this mast thing, which we can find there. There's another coin in this case. And there seems to be another coin too. And let's see if we can find anything else here. I think I will turn around. It's too hard for me to play it like that. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Do we have anything we can collect? I'm not sure at the moment if there is anything more. So let's go back. You can always come back to one of the sceneries later on. So if you, for instance, forgot to find something, you are very able to do that. And here's another of the really nice sceneries. I really like the sceneries too. They are very calm, of course, but yeah, pretty nicely drawn, and yeah, not too crowded, but crowded enough to be a challenge. Have a look at that. It's one. Okay, cool. Here's another coin. One coin more, and another one. Yeah. And let's see if we can find anything else here. If you don't know any more where to play and what to do, you can always get this hint. The cool thing about it, it's fair. So if there's nothing on the screen, he's not going to subtract one of the tips or something. So your number is not going to go down just by clicking it, and you don't get anything from it. That's a pretty fair thing to do. As you can see, we can't find anything more. So this is sometimes even a good helper to let you know, no, you didn't miss anything in the scene. There is nothing to do here anymore. So let's go to table. I would say we play the first girl through, and the other two tasks are more or less what you have to do then. As you can see, here is another item, and here's this book. Let's see, there is this part, as you can see, and it's pretty unlikely that there is something else in the scenery other than coins or something. Coins are always everywhere, so try to collect them. As mentioned before, there is this this option to play the bonus round, which is only available if you collected 20 of those. So let's go to the balcony in this case. And as you can see, this is of course one. Here are a couple of different coins again, so let's collect them first. There we go. And we have this kind of object here. And this is more or less what the first of the tasks was all about. It's all about these images we found. And if you go now to the second one, so for instance Nema in this case, let's click on him. Same problem, he is going to be vanished, but he only has this kind of word play, so it's not always the same. You're going to have different kind of parts. The third task is about groups, so group names more or less, and you're going to have to collect them. And I find it harder and harder. So the first one is pretty easy, but if you are playing this one, it's a little bit harder already. And if you are playing the next one, it's, yeah, there is a little bit of a punch to it. You can do it, it's not unfair to play it, but it's harder to get through then. And yeah, other than that, I would say try it out yourself. I don't want to play the whole game for you. So just have a look at it. I really like it. It's a pretty nice app or game that you can find in the Windows Store too. And if you like any kind of hide and seek games or something, this might be the right one for you. Okay, and this is more or less the end of the episode. I hope you had fun with it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you have any kind of questions, put them down below in the commentary section, of course. And yeah, other than that, please subscribe, of course, and have a nice day. Have a nice week. We will see us in the next episode again. See you. Thank you for watching, and bye. Bye.